Here, bestie. Are you okay? You look really stressed out, sweet. Oh, to be honest, I completely get it. I'm so stressed out myself, so that's why I wanted to come and see you. Just gonna do some crystal kind of Reiki, and we can do a bit of ice therapy. Basically, when this part of your head hurts, when you're really stressed, you can use shock therapy, just like an ice cube, and you put it on your forehead like this, and then it drips all your skincare or your makeup off, and but it gives that shock sort of factor. And so I'm going to do this to you. Watch me drop it. Get it out your eyes. You don't want to like put it on for too long because it gives you like an ice burn. But something's like really cold. Oh, nope. That should do for now. Also, I don't know if you're taking your daily vitamins. You should be taking vitamin D if you're not going outside and getting the exposure. So say you have agoraphobia like myself, then you're gonna definitely be needing vitamin D. This is not vitamin D, this is osteoporosis sort of care, for joint care. But it also has vitamin D, vitamin E, things like that, like a bunch of them. So I have to take 3 of these. I look like this. And then there's also magnesium in that. It's another one that people forget about. And so we have another one here. And then, to be honest, if your headache doesn't go away, we do just have paracetamol. Yes, this is the paracetamol and codeine one because I have extreme pain, so I need extreme painkillers. And if you also have extreme pain, like fibromyalgia, MS, anything like that, I would recommend going on to meds and then just using this to top up because you shouldn't really be on codeine all the time. That's just my opinion. I'm not medically trained, so take what you want with a pinch of salt, because I also believe, bestie, in crystal use. And may it be a placebo, who knows? But I used selenite and black tourmaline the other day, and they really helped me. So it was because you set an intention, you charge, you heal, and you clean is what I meant. And like, so you've got selenite of love and light. So if you set that intention, maybe it does give you a placebo effect, who knows? But then when you put it on your head and you're like, I only accept love and light in, it really does actually help. And then black tourmaline gets rid of negativity. So you put it on your head and you're like, I only receive love and light. If it's not love and light, it needs to be absorbed into this crystal. And then you can go through the whole witchy ritual where you sort of like cleanse your crystal and imagine it be gone. The same way meditation works, kind of. So I definitely recommend getting yourself some crystals. So this is black tourmaline, absorbing all the negative energy that is in your aura and on your head. That ice really dripped down my face. And basically just allow this stress, everything negative, to go into the stone. Okay, because to charge it we can just put it under some brown rice and then let it set for like 12 hours and then recharge. It recharges your crystal, well, it cleanses your crystals. It doesn't recharge them. To recharge them, you actually have to put it on like a plate like this and have this charged and stuff. So let's do selenite. And don't get, the reason I use black rice, brown rice, is because you don't really want to get your crystals wet. Some of them can tolerate it, but selenite cannot. It will dissolve it over time. And do you have any New Year resolutions you can tell me about? Fair enough. My New Year resolution is this year I'm going to work on healing, as I always have been, because I find if you put like too high of an expectation, you probably won't do it, let's be honest. So I have lose weight, be compassionate with myself, inner child healing, and I want to learn Reiki this year. I want to be certified. To do that you have to pay money and you have to be able to go out. So it may not happen, but I'm going to work towards it. I'm embracing my spirituality. I was fighting it for so long, and now I've just decided to just like let it be, let it happen. Because I saw a medium, and that was a very eye-opening experience. And yeah, I also did an oracle card reading for somebody else recently. I've never done that before, and it was accurate, but I think I messed up. I think I got my energy a bit too much in the reading, because a lot of it came through as anxiety, 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 and I was like, oh, thanks guys for like spilling the beans on my emotional state. But the other two cards were accurate, I believe. I was actually quite surprised when one flew out. I was like, oh, I did it. Well, my spirit guides did it. And I was quite amazed by that, because it's like learning about you having gifts, psychic gifts. And for like my inner child, believing in like make-believe or whatever you want to call it, or just pretending, like playing a game like you would like playing house, playing doctors. So like today we could play plumber, we could cosplay as a plumber, we could, and just do it, pretend we're like super good and just do it. So I'm like cosplaying as a tarot reader, but I don't do tarot, I just do oracle decks. I don't really like tarot because tarot is kind of like negative too, and I do have an oracle deck that's similar to tarot, and it's like really, it's got some negative cards in it, so it is kind of like you have to be able to read them. And I like do a huge reading, guys, like I do a ton of stuff. It takes a long time to get an accurate reading from me, and I used to spend like the majority of my time doing that for a while, because that was like a big hobby. And I was like, this is taking over my life, I do not need to be doing this all the time. And now I'm sort of not doing that all the time. But I've also learnt how to make protection sort of herbs. So I've made black salt, that's why I was getting confused with black rice. I've made black salt using incense ashes and incense sage ashes and pink salt, mixed it together, and I'm going to use that with crystals to protect my house, different places, stuff like that. Because again, it's like believing in something which my inner child likes. Like you can believe in the tooth fairy, you can believe in angels, which I do. And yeah, I'm definitely not religious though, but I do think we all sort of believe the same thing, we just have loads of different labels for it. And that like religion's like I believe, used to control people. So everyone has their beliefs, but then there's a set of rules. And I don't really believe in control. So I don't really believe in religion, but I think spirituality is very similar to Buddhism. But that's believing in like a teacher, someone that teaches, because a lot of stuff from spirituality comes from Buddhism, like incense, meditation. I have issues speaking, so I know it sounds helpful to maybe write in comments like how to pronounce something, but I usually know how to pronounce it. I just can't, like my think and my words don't match up at the same time, and that's why I have issues. And that became very apparent to me when I was stuck in a group in person where I had to talk to people I don't really talk to, and that was very embarrassing because I didn't realize it was that bad. I think we're going to be put in situations where we are going to have a lot of triggering situations, and we need to be able to step away from it, set a boundary, or sort of deal with ourselves. Because it's like, for me, my inner child is like crying. She's like, hold me, please tell me it's okay. Is everything okay? Why is this happening? No one cares about me. And like, blah 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 blah. Whilst because it's still me and I'm still upset. But it's like, how can you step away and sort of provide yourself that love that helps you? And so if you can't, there's this overwhelming stress that, like, or any kind of situation where you just get too stressed out and you need to sort of step away. I haven't learned yet how to sort of deal with that. I just avoid because I know it causes me stress, so I would avoid it. But not all the time can you avoid everything, and then you're going to be stressed. So we have to learn how to cope with that. And sometimes it could be journaling, writing down all your inner parts, your inner personalities, your inner what's-its, and discovering what part has been triggered and how do we resolve it. For me, I usually get stressed when my boundaries are being crossed. So, and I feel like I can't speak up because I'm worried about, stuff. So it's then having to show ourselves that love that we may not be getting, and just show up in a way that we obviously want another person to, but they're not. So we have to do that. I'm currently reading a book called You Are the One You've Been Waiting For. And basically, it talks about how you can be in a relationship, you can have friends. But what happens if you feel lonely while not alone? So you have all these people around you, but you still feel sort of isolated because you can't connect. Or say you're in a marriage where, like, you were very close and then suddenly you're not anymore. That connection is missing. And so it teaches us that we need to, like, individually heal. We can't control another person, no, and we shouldn't want to. If our desire is to control another person, we need to look at why. And I found out it's anxiety. Or it could be anger, because your needs are not being looked at, your core values are being ignored. You're not having that conversation with another person, so you may feel like I need to control, or in my case, you have a ton of anxiety, and so you think, okay, well, so I know that I can be safe, I need to make sure these actions happen. So you'll try to control, which is not good. We shouldn't be trying to control others. We should just be trying to control our reactions. And it gets really upsetting when we can't sort of, like, our boundaries have been crossed, our feelings are hurt and stuff, and we feel like this other person doesn't really sort of care about us. Well, this book teaches us that, you need to have individual healing, and that actually you are the one you've been waiting for. If you're single, then it's a great read. I haven't personally read it yet, but I listened to the guy who does IFS, like, he came up with IFS therapy, he wrote the book, and so I listened to a lot of like podcasts about that and work he does and stuff. I listened to a lot of podcasts actually about like mental health and learning how to raise your vibration, how to heal, how to be heard and seen by yourself. So I would recommend that book, because often we look for relationships that are like similar to, we're looking for relationships because there's something missing. I think if you are in that place where you don't need somebody and you're happy by yourself, then it's a great thing that you meet someone, you fall in love. That's like goals, but if you're literally on dating apps because you're looking for something, who's to say you can't find that within yourself? Because it's not our job as people to fix other people. It's not our job to control other people. It's our job to heal ourselves and meet with somebody in the middle where we both love each other, we can both support each other, and we both add meaning to our lives. If one person comes in and they're unhealed, another person comes in and they're unhealed, all they'll do is mess up each other's lives, because this person can't fix this person and this person can't fix this person. So, it's up to you to do the work and love and heal yourself and give yourself the nurturing maybe you didn't have. Maybe you have a mother wound or a nurture wound, daddy issues, mother issues, stuff like that. I mean, if you ask somebody what happened in your past and they say nothing, I had a great childhood, it makes you wonder, have they actually been through stuff that's been through? Or you get the opposite and where the other person's like, I do not want to talk about it, I had a horrible time, I am not going back there again. Then you're like, okay, this person hasn't gone back and healed, because the ideal response is, yes, I don't have a great past, but I went to therapy, or I'm doing the work myself. Because you can go to therapy and not actually heal. You can watch all the classes all you want, not actually heal. For someone to heal, you actually have to do the work. You actually have to buy journals or make your own journals and write down, journal with yourself, do the affirmations, go into shadow work, challenging your limited beliefs, and use other perspectives like CBT. Use DBT to manage your emotions, IFS therapy to help you figure out what part of the brain has been triggered and how you can deal with that, to do reparenting, because you may not have actually had what you think is normal, may not have actually been a normal childhood. So it's like, there's a lot of work to do, and it's very easy for someone to say, look, I'm going to therapy, I'm paying this, but doesn't actually mean they're doing the work, because no, It takes a lot, and it's not going to be snap over your fingers. You're not going to get better overnight. It's going to take a while, if not your whole life. That's what I personally believe in myself. But my goal in life is to be the best version I can be. So I'm sort of like trying to ascend spiritually without, I don't know, I'm just trying to be the best person I can be, because you can feel sorry for yourself, and that's fine. Again, it's this whole point that like everyone's on their own journey. You can't control somebody to do something, again, because you're not supposed to want to be able to control people. That's not the point. So it's their journey, and whether or not they heal themselves is nothing to do with what you want them to do, because it's their life. So they're going to go through their own life journey, their own mistakes, and as much as you maybe be healed and you look at them and think, I know what this person should be doing, it's not going to be helpful for you to tell them what to do, because again, we shouldn't control people. Anyways, so it is sort of like, I'm not saying I went to, like, because I don't follow religion. It's not that I like turned a page, became like spiritual and started healing. No. I was healing before, but then Mom died, and that sparked a new, ripped the band-aid off, the band-aid off, ripped it off, and was like, yeah, you broke up with your ex from like 6 to 12 years, okay, and now your mom's died straight after that. And it was like, thank you, jokes, but you know, sometimes these things, the tower has to fall before you can rebuild yourself and figure things out. So yeah, I'm doing the work. I was doing the work before Mom passed, but then I became overwhelmed and decided to spend £180 on therapy every month, which is very, very expensive, and not a lot of people can do that. And I thought I couldn't do that, and maybe I can't do that, I don't know. But I'm just sort of living in an existence where I'm just telling myself, well, you need this, so you're gonna have it. Well, you need this, you're gonna do it. Well, you're gonna do this, so you're gonna do it. And I don't look at my bank account anymore. That's a lie, actually. I do look at my bank account quite a lot. But the point is I'm trying to tell myself positive things so that, you know, I can cope in this world, you know? And actually, the first therapist I spoke to, I did not get on with. And that sort of took my trust away a little bit. And now I've got different therapists, but they're not therapists, they're counsellors by BetterHelp. So they sort of like listen to you and can provide a little bit of like help in sort of the areas that they know in, but it's not a therapy session. Like, it's not EMDR or anything like that. But the NHS in the UK is pretty bad for like mental health, pretty bad. I mean, I even got a letter recently that said you've been discharged from the service by, basically, and I had a massive panic attack. And I phoned them up out of panic the next week. It ruined my weekend. I was like super depressed. And then they phoned me on Monday and they were like, oh, sorry, we sent you the wrong letter. And I was like, thank you. Because mental health's just not, I don't think I'll even see my mental health support worker in like over a month. But that's okay, because it's the NHS and it's December and I understand. But the NHS is sort of like failing. I don't know. It's hard with mental health because there's like barely any funding, and when you have no one to talk to, so you talk online, people get offended, and then you're like, okay, well, I have no one to talk to. Society wants me to just basically disappear because, yeah, I start like journaling, like 6 hours journaling to myself, doing all the work myself, finding out about CBT, DBT, IFS. I learned all those therapies before I started talking to someone because I wanted to be able to work on myself. And then I talk about it on YouTube, and people would say that I'm sort of victimizing myself, sort of complaining about problems but not actually doing the work. And I was doing the work, I just didn't have anyone to talk to. So mental health is very stigmatized. The thing is, when you think you've got no one, you have got someone, you've got yourself. You can have like lots of different parts of you, like your rage, your upsetness, your quick triggers could be your inner child. It's just a part of yourself that you need to listen to. I get scared making these sort of videos now, talking about mental health on YouTube and Instagram. I've become a bit more like restricted in myself because people ask me to do like age regression videos and stuff, but I struggle with safety. So having a bad time on YouTube and then having a bad time on Instagram, having a bad time in sort of my family life, it sort of like makes me not really trust anyone anymore. So I'm just sort of like, you know, I find it hard to even open myself up to myself, let alone YouTube nowadays. And when I was with my partner, my ex, I felt safety, I felt connected, and that's what I struggle with today, is connection and finding the safety in myself and then with other people to be vulnerable, to sort of talk. And yeah, I find trying to find safety is hard. And maybe it's easier if you live with people, I don't know, maybe it's not because you feel lonely. But yeah, I'm working on my mental health, and that's why I'm kind of absent a lot on YouTube, or my videos are lower quality, because I've been through a lot, and I've got new traumas. Yay! At the moment I can't, there goes my ice cube, I can't even look at people in the eye very well, like at all, because when I watched my mom pass, or like just before, I didn't actually watch her pass, but we were in hospital with her and she had a sad, she had a bit of what I would consider a traumatic death, and I saw things with her eyes and stuff, and now I look at my eyes and I'm always looking at everyone's eyes, like constantly observing, and then I get freaked out. I look at them and I'm like, oh, and then I get freaked out. I've always had a bit of an issue with eyes, like looking in people's eyes, because I suffer with eye contact issues, because autism and social anxiety. But now it's 10 times worse. I can't look at anyone. I look in like the middle of the table now when there's a group of people. I can't make eye contact at all, basically. It's really bad because I'm just, I don't know, you know, I got more trauma on top of the trauma I had before. And then when I speak to my therapist every week, counsellor, she says, what do you want to talk about? And I rant for like an hour and I still feel like it's not enough. Like, and I feel like I just got nowhere. We didn't talk about anything. All I did was rant for an hour, you know? And here I am making another video that's 29 minutes long with barely any ASMR in it. But I've been through a lot. I'm trying to show myself compassion, self-compassion, because I need to be there for me. Like I said, If you don't have anyone in the world, know that you have you. If you're religious, then you can believe that, you know, God's with you. If you believe in spirituality, then you can believe your loved past ones, your passed away loved ones are with you. And if you don't believe in like spirituality and someone has passed away that is on, like, you know, someone that's passed away, go to a medium. I've never said that before in my life, but seriously, go to a medium and you'll be so shocked. You don't even have to believe in anything, but go to one and you'll be like, oh my god. And if you believe in something that no one else believes, whatever, it helps you. Don't let other people judge you, you know? Because I've also had that, and that's not fair. People are living in a constant state of hatred, and I was also there. I was one of those. And I'm just trying to be my authentic, highest version of myself. That means doing the work, showing up as a good person, but tolerating with the people that don't agree or don't agree with boundaries, or like give me the stress at the front of my head right here so I understand and stuff. And also, when you feel ultimately alone, journal with yourself. Seriously, journal with yourself for like hours. You see how you write it, and then see how a different perspective would see it, and write in that perspective, and then be like, oh, actually, yeah, that. And if you can't, give yourself that time to calm down from whatever emotion you're going through, self-soothe, and then come back to this journal, read it as the past, and write to it in a different perspective. Like, what would your inner queen say? What would your big sister say? What would your uncle who's super nice to you say? Like, and then you'll sort of start to see that actually, like, you're not alone, because you're not. Anyways, I hope this helped in some way or form. Probably not. And I'm scared of getting banished in the comments for opening up, because society just doesn't like us talking about mental health, and it sucks. Yeah. Take care, bestie. Bye.